Next on Worcester News Tonight, less than 2 weeks until the toll switch in Massachusetts. Look at what you need to know. Plus, history is on the move today. Stearns Tavern relocates to its new home. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. Later this month, electronic tolls will replace toll booths on the Massachusetts Turnpike. The state's Department of Transportation is holding several meetings to inform the public on what to expect. The DOT officials, along with the project coordinator, discussed the timeline for construction project tonight in Westboro. Officials will begin removing tolls along the Mass Pike on the last weekend of October and say they will work nonstop to minimize any traffic delays in November.
Over that 1 year period, we're back up around the demand line. The expectation is that we see higher capacity than today, but still not above the demand until you complete the project and you have 3 lanes open. Or combination.
Tonight's meeting focused on the area of the Mass Pike from Framingham to Auburn. One more meeting is scheduled for next Wednesday in Brighton. And it'll be a week from Friday where electronic tolls will be a reality on the Mass Pike. And many drivers are wondering how it will impact travel in the state and what they should do if they don't have an Easy Pass. Alicia Rodriguez has some answers.
Toll booths along the Mass Pike will soon start disappearing, and with them, the option to pay with cash. At 10 p.m. on October 28th, the state will make the final switch to all electronic tolls. With just over a week to go, lines at the Easy Pass service centers are out the door.
I'm here to put money on it so that I don't get a ticket for going through and light up things.
As far as how the new system will affect you, here's a basic look at how it works. When approaching the new all-electronic tolling system, sensors and cameras will determine how to charge each vehicle. If Easy Pass is detected, the system will determine whether you have a Massachusetts transponder or one from out of state. The rate for out-of-state transponders is higher. If the system doesn't detect an Easy Pass, a camera automatically snaps a picture of your license plate. If you have an Easy Pass account connected to your registration, it will charge you for an added fee. If you don't, then an invoice is mailed to the registration holder's address. That also comes at a higher cost, 60 extra cents per ride.
I don't think what they're doing is fair for the guys that are 30 years on the force doing toll booth, and then they're going to take it out.
The Mass DOT says without the toll booths, congestion on the Pike will ease. We didn't find much optimism, though, among drivers.
Have you driven around with all the construction? There's no easy traffic. There's no easy ways to go around anywhere.
I don't think it's going to help the traffic a lot because bottlenecks are bottlenecks.
Although these toll booths will close October 28th, they won't be fully dismantled until late next year. Reporting along the Mass Pike, Alicia Rodriguez, Worcester News Tonight.
One of Worcester's oldest buildings now has a new home. Crews spent most of the morning moving the Stearns Tavern from Park Avenue and relocating it to a spot on Coe's Pond. The process to preserve the historic structure was a team effort. Our Rosalind Flaherty has a look at the massive move.
Moving a more than 200-year-old building in the city is not easy, especially when there are obstacles in the way.
Very hard to get an accurate measurement of the house and the road in terms of if it's going to fit down the road or not.
The Stearns Tavern crawled down Park Ave and Mill Street to its new location at Coe's Pond Tuesday. Streets were blocked off and the move was delayed an hour at the start while crews worked on preparing the route.
Getting the stuff out of the way so that we have a free travel route is key.
Crews had to remove tree limbs and light poles along the way.
You don't rush it. You know, if there's something that you think you need to do, you need to take time.
The move drew dozens of spectators. The tavern was cut into 2 pieces and moved to its new home on flatbed trucks.
We've all learned a lot. How do they do this? Taking the trees down, taking the poles down, cutting corners, making sure that that building doesn't topple.
Overwhelming, actually. I didn't think I would be quite as excited and emotional about it.
Built in 1812, the Stearns Tavern is on the National Register of Historic Places. Moving it means the building will be preserved and used by Seven Hills Foundation.
There's space in the building that we're going to be able to utilize for other types of programs for people with disabilities and non-disabilities.
Gary Sylvester owns the moving company who transported the massive structure. He says the overall process was a success.
The house is there safely in one piece. We didn't hit anything. Nobody got hurt. I think it went pretty darn good.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Certainly not something you see every day here in Worcester. While all that was going on, another new business moving here to the city. This one's setting up shop downtown and adding another lunch option. Jimmy John's opened today across from the DCU Center in Worcester. The sandwich franchise, very popular in the Midwest and prides themselves on being fast and having fast delivery. I spoke with the general manager who says he is hoping to make a big splash in the city.
Located, so everyone from Holy Cross, Clark, WPI, Becker, Assumption, Worcester State. We're pretty centrally located for all of them to come down. We're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So when you need that break from studying or on the weekends, it's a great choice.
This Jimmy John's is the first in central Massachusetts, and it's one of about more than a dozen in the state. And the studios are along their delivery route. I checked myself. Well, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Sonja Nazario spoke to students at Worcester State University today. The author discussed her career of tackling difficult social issues, both at home and abroad. Nazario is known for her book Enrique's Journey, which chronicles a Honduran boy's struggles to find his mother in the United States. The book is often required reading for high school students and is a common book at many universities across the country. Nazario says the public's perception about immigration is negative, largely because of politics and campaigns, and she hopes to change that view.
Hostility towards immigrants right now since the Great Depression, honestly, and I think here in Worcester it's particularly important because this is ground zero for refugees in Massachusetts. So many people have come here from so many places in the world.
Today's event, part of Worcester State's Courageous Conversation series. The Worcester County Sheriff's Department is making sure all of its officers are protected today, taking steps to outfit one of its canines with a protective vest. It will help keep her safe while working on investigations. Our Brittany Schaefer reports.
It's more than I could have asked for.
Deputy Sheriff Peter Campo and his bloodhound Maya have been partners for almost 2 years. Tuesday, Maya received her bullet and stab protective vest. Campo says it's important she is as safe as he is when on the job.
Having the vest for the dog is paramount for the dog to be safe.
She works with people in Worcester County 24/7, 365, but now she's going to be able to have a vest and be protected from any kind of gunshots or stab wounds, and as awful as it sounds, it happens.
The Sheriff's Department has 4 shelter canines. All like Maya are rescue dogs. 3 work on finding drugs, and Maya works on missing persons and on criminal searches.
She trailed a man from a motor vehicle accident in Mendon, and she was able to trail back to his house.
Maya here, who's out in the community more than any other dog, she works in public safety, and yet we did not have any protection for her in the community.
Maya is the second dog within the department to receive a bulletproof vest, with a third one on the way. The vest cost around $2,000, and Sheriff Lou Evangelitis says they wouldn't be possible without the help of their partners.
We've been blessed to have people come to us, and this is our second dog to be vested. So now we'll have 3 of our dogs vested, and we're just looking for a partner for the 4th vested dog, and that is Duke.
Because Maya is only 2 years old, she is new to the field. Campo says the vest will help him feel more safe about his dog.
She's just very excited to work, very easy to work with.
We work in an environment, especially today, where I think we have to give as much protection as we can, of course, to our officers and even to our canines.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
It is the most common learning disability affecting students, and this month many try to bring focus and awareness to dyslexia. Dyslexia is one of the most common learning disabilities, impacting between 15 and 20% of the country's population. It affects a person's ability to read and process language and stays with a person for their entire life. Tonight we spoke with members of the Massachusetts branch of International Dyslexia Association, who say the disorder is just as serious as other disabilities and should be addressed.
You know somebody with dyslexia, whether you know that person has it or not. And because reading is the medium for everything, almost everything, it's very important that we have awareness.
all the misconceptions about dyslexia. So I think it's a lot of education. That's really important to know, and that's why I think it's important to have the Dyslexia Awareness Month.
This group is bringing awareness to dyslexia because this Sunday is National Dyslexia Day.